Hey guys, back again. Now I want to make a video on the last procedure that I had just 2 weeks prior to my targeting beginning. So the voices and the chaotic confusion stage kicking off. Now I've made a video about this in the past, but I didn't think it was good enough to repost, so I'm going to redo it. And thinking about it, I also think that it may have a PSYOP attached to it, so let's get into it. So all of a sudden one day, my 2 younger sisters, whom I've barely had contact with for decades, one I haven't even spoken to for decades, and the one that's pivotal to my targeting, want to go out for a drive with my father and I. So a fair chunk of this trip is my father and sisters remarking about this small dot above my collar here. It's barely 3/16 of an inch, or 4.5 mil in diameter. They're really driving it home that I need to get it checked. And it's fairly evident that that was the purpose of going out for this drive. So that they're really going on about it and they won't shut up. So I agree to get it checked. I book into my doctor and she refers me to a skin specialist at the same clinic. He checks it out and he says it's superficial. It's nothing to worry about. He said you wouldn't get it taken off unless you're incredibly vain. It's not a problem. So problem solved. So I tell my father and sisters that it's cool, it's benign, but no. Of course, they're so concerned and they keep saying, you must get a second opinion. You've got to get it checked out. You've still got to get it checked out. So I agree to go to the doctor that my mother and father went to. My father was still going there. My mother went there and I had some real issues with what they did to her, but that's another video. So I agreed to get booked in and I'm booked in that day and they rush me in like my life depends on it, right? It's ridiculous. They get me to sign a waiver because they're cutting in around, some pretty hairy arteries there in the neck. And but before I can read through and sign it, they whisk me off into the operating room. The nurse does. So I haven't signed I haven't even read the waiver, and I haven't had a chance to sign it. So this master practitioner, who's an Indian, by the way, come at me, installs this in my neck. They cut out a biopsy, send it away, and I'm to come back in 2 weeks. But during that period, I am in excruciating pain, especially driving and trying to sleep. I'm a side sleeper. Any movement of the neck and the stitches are just tugging at the flesh. It's painful, really painful. It gets infected. It's a mess. I go back and she tells me we didn't cut deep enough. And I'm like, what? You put an axe wound in my neck and you reckon you got to cut deeper. Anyway, the results come back with the most minute trace of melanoma, but I'm not sure I even believe that result, to be honest. So they cut in again. It was roughly the same size. It didn't get any bigger, but they cut in again. And it just prolongs the pain. So, there's another month of the stitches in my neck just tearing the flesh like it was crazy. Sometime later, that clinic that performed the procedure would have me go back for a skin check. And on the day I was due, they said that the machine wasn't working. So they had me stripped down to my underpants and 2 nurses with magnifying glasses went over my body, which was a form of belittlement, and it was quite embarrassing, all part of the targeting though. Like I said at the start, about 2 weeks after that final procedure, my targeting would start. Ironically, at the same group of shops where that clinic is, the voices started. People in my town started to turn on me, and it all kicked off in a big way. Apart from a lot of pain and discomfort, embarrassment, belittlement, I think there's another aspect to this procedure, however, and it's the psychological aspect, and it's something that I often think about. So I think that they want me to believe that they implanted me. They want me to be a spokesperson of some type for implanting targets, which I don't think they need to do. Have they done it in the past? I say yes. I'd say most likely. But I cannot speak with conviction and make such claims because I just don't know. I did have an MRI, a neck MRI 4 or 5 months ago. Did not get the negatives. So I don't know. But you think these things, maybe I'm in PSYOP inception, but this whole ordeal was so grandiose and so bizarre that you know there's I know deep down that there's more to it than meets the eye, you know. Anyway, I intend to keep making these type of videos and documenting what I believe to be evidence, breaking down PSYOPs. Hopefully that can be beneficial to some. But some pretty bad people do some pretty horrible things to me, and I don't intend to be quiet about it. So we keep going. These people are all linked together, so we just keep unraveling the web. All right, guys, until next time, take it easy. Bye.